Great. So I think what we do, we have quite a few folks from the public in the back row. So this is the time to comment on any non-agenda matter falling within the scope of the Integrated Water Resource Planning Committee. There will also be time for public comment in conjunction with each agenda item in which a formal recommendation or decision is being made, but you may only speak once per topic. Please note, the committee cannot take action on any item which does not appear on the agenda. All persons addressing the committee shall speak in a civil and courteous manner, and members of the audience shall be respectful of others. Please state your name and place of residence in an audible tone of voice for the record, and limit your comments to 3 minutes. I'll now, anybody from the general community care to come up and make a statement, say hello? Seeing none, now we need to move along to the approval of minutes. So I think as parliamentary procedures or whatever requires, so I think that the TAC and PAC should independently move to approve their minutes, and then we'll join you guys formally as the WAC. Since PAC is alphabetically first, do I have a motion to approve the PAC minutes?
As submitted.
Thanks, Brooke. Any second?
I second.
Go ahead. Give the exact same response, and I'll second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, the minutes are approved unanimously. All right. Can I count on you, Tim?
I move to go ahead and approve the TAC meeting minutes as submitted.
Who's want a second? Second. Clayton Steele? All approved? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Hearing none, the TAC meeting, or the TAC, every meeting minutes are approved. So, as I mentioned before, we're now combining the TAC and the PAC into the larger Water Advisory Committee, or WAC. So that's why you're all here in the same room. I thought it would be helpful if we spent 10 or 15 minutes with being able to get to know each other a little bit better. So there's far worse games I can make you guys play. I'll tell you that. So I would like you, if you wouldn't mind, to find a partner who is on the other committee, and you're going to interview each other for 2 or 3 or 4 minutes. Get their name, find out who they're representing, find out what their hidden talent is. If they refuse to divulge that, ask them who the most famous person they've ever met is. Then we'll reconvene here, and you will introduce your partner to the group. Does that sound fair? They'll be able to speak while you're introducing them, so be careful. All right, so everybody partner up, and we'll ask you guys to get the interviews going.
That sounds great. Okay. I was going to say,
Megan, I'm waiting. Yes. Yes, I'm Joe.
Yep. I'm
So I got to let you know. And Alan, you were a scientist.
I am part of the public advisory committee and also member of the public.
Here in 1975, when I
All right, guys, let's maybe 2 more minutes.
I was gonna go.
Yeah, you travel.
Oh, that's funny. Totally makes sense.
You're in my.
That's right, for sure.
There's also That's part about it. Yeah, that is actually.
Do the same thing.
Surgery as well.
Do the same thing with marriage or this was brought in.
Oh, okay. How did you get
Okay, my last name's Joyce.
We'll wait till you.
All right, maybe start winding down.
So, you're interested in.
We're gonna need a brave volunteer to start. The good news about being the first one to start is you don't have any, you don't have any competition to fill it, so I find in these things that the more I keep talking, eventually people will stop, wrap up their conversations, and I actually saw Beth.
Oh, first,
okay.
I'm so sorry, we keep competing.
Hi.
It was, both of you had equal enthusiasm.
It was great.
So Beth, do you want to introduce your partner from the
Yes.
TAC?
This is Alan English. Alan English has quite a good background in water. He's the hydrogeologist. He works at the Montana Bureau of Mines and Geology. This is his second term on TAC. Did the one 10 years ago. And he also managed the local water quality district for Bozeman and Missoula. And the most famous person he's ever met is the most famous person I've ever met, and it's Jeff Bridges. Right? Did anybody else have that?
Nobody's a national treasure. right, Alan.
Play basketball pretty much.
Okay, I'm with Bess Boyson. She's representing the neighborhood council, and yeah, she already stole my thunder, so yeah, we both went with Jeff Bridges, so we've got that. And then your secret talent, again, was
Played a pretty good game of basketball.
basketball.
All right, next up.
All right, I'm with Joey, our mayor. His hidden talent is, he has the uncanny ability, which I really appreciated, to 6 years running, always be able to whatever, how did you say it? Whatever you're putting in a container is within just the minute. Tupperware master. Tupperware master, Tupperware wizard, so, which I think is amazing, and 6 years running.
Mr. Mayor, you're also the council liaison, correct?
Yes, I'm representing the commission here.
Sorry.
Yeah, this is Suzanne, is on the Public Advisory Committee and is one of our at-large community members, represented on the PAC. And similarly, was not Jeff Bridges, but another local celebrity that frequents a bar every now and then, or a restaurant. One, Batman, Michael Keaton, is the most famous person Suzanne has met.
Oh, and we had a like
Sarah.
a 3 situation.
This is Sarah Church, not on the WAC or the PAC, but is helping us out, a social scientist from MSU, so helping with some of the alternatives that we've been exploring that have come up in both conversations about how do we measure culture and cultural tolerance as a measure in our alternative calculations. And so he's representing MSU, but we're really glad to have her here.
And her secret talent is, although not so secret, because she's part of the Bozeman Symphony, she's a violinist.
Thank you. I didn't have to just anyone.
Who's next?
I can go.
All right.
Yeah. I got to meet Megan James this morning, who's on the PAC. She works at Montana State University and the Engineering Facilities Program, or I don't know if it's a program.
Yeah,
Ish. She's in charge of buildings, and they're representing PAC as a water user. And I appreciated, as an engineer, she said her hidden talent is showing up with a smile, which I think for an engineer is pretty good talent.
I started off with organization, but that's
Organization, too on point for an engineer.
And I had the pleasure of meeting Clayton this morning with Clouds Unlimited, and he is working with government affairs, water policy, etc. His hidden talent is much more exciting than mine. He is into curling.
Ooh.
Yeah, not just playing, but also traveling to just watch curling. So.
I love to, everybody watches curling in the Olympics, right?
I just was in Ogden, Utah this weekend watching the World Championship.
Oh, wow.
I got to watch Sweden.
The guns that you must build up.
Yeah, they were pretty buff dudes.
Who's next?
This is Danica Holmes. She's on the TAC, representing DNRC. Her most famous person she's met is Julianne Hough from Dancing with the Stars.
This is Brooke Lanneman. She's on the PAC and representing the Bozeman Sustainability Board and is a professor at MSU. Know that. Brooke's hidden talent is that she's a fast reader, confirmed by a fast reading test.
Thank you for doing your due diligence. Everybody can learn from Danica.
It's backed up. And it really, the con that comes with it is that she reads books too fast when she wants to read them for fun. Travel easy, I'd have.
Yeah, Kindle's your friend. Who's next?
This is Grant Scythe. He's representing the development community. His father was a carpenter here, builder here, and he is as well. He grew up here, so a Bozeman native. Probably the most important thing we can say about him is that he has a child on the way, so when the phone rings and he is up and out of here, we don't know why.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
And,
Feel bad taking credit for my wife's talent, my talent.
Oh, just wait.
Yeah. And I guess the person that you'd like to meet is Bill Gates.
No, that happened.
Oh, you have met Bill
Yep.
Gates, okay.
Yep.
And he's on the PAC.
Yep, this is Tim Marsenko.
Yep.
Environmental engineer in town. He moved here in 1975, which my dad moved here in 76, so not many people dating back that far, so just wanted to catch up on that. Yeah, environmental engineer in town. Most famous person unsure of.
No, I give you my talent.
What's your talent?
I can skate backwards.
That's right,
faster
yes,
than
yes.
I can skate
Yep.
forward.
Yeah.
All right, Holly.
Yeah, so I was partnered with Ben Holst, who's with Bozeman Health Facilities and a bunch of different departments there, sounds like. Let's see, Ben's most famous person that he met, and I've heard the name Jeff Bridges so many times now that that's the only name I have.
Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner, who he raced go-karts against at Deadwood. So.
You win?
Yeah, I did, of course. And this is Holly Hill with the Gallatin Watershed Council. She's a TAC member. She said her true secret power is her children, but she also plays the piano really well, but nobody knows that. So, 2 hidden talents.
I didn't miss anybody.
Becca is online. She's unable to make it in person. I'm not
Did you
sure.
interview her over IMs or anything, Jess?
Well, I messaged her to see if she could do an introduction. I'm not sure if she's ready for that. Becca, are you able to do that? It looks like you're muted.
Hey, Becca.
Hey there, do you have my audio?
We can hear you.
Awesome. I'm sorry, I don't even have a camera today. I'm not feeling the greatest, so I figured I'd keep everybody out of this loop I'm in here. I'm on the TAC, and did everybody give a little bit of background or just your hidden talents?
We'd love to hear a little bit of background.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, where you come from and who you represent.
Great. Yeah, I'm sorry not to be there in person. I work for Aggie, the Association of Gallatin Agricultural Irrigators. I have always, I've worked in agriculture here in the Southwest Montana for 15 plus years. And so I work to support the irrigation community currently. And let's see here. Gosh, I don't know of any hidden talents I have that I can speak of right now. Famous people, I once got to serve Dave Matthews a beer.
That beats anything that I would have. And I think one of your not so hidden talents anymore is trying to keep people from being sick. So thank you. Hope you feel better.
Thank you. Thank you.
So last time, I'm sorry. That's Griffin and Sean from the city. You guys know them.
Okay.
Do you want to just say hi and what you guys do?
Yeah, Sean Coates, Utilities Director for the City of Bozeman. Manage the water, wastewater, and sewer systems.
I'm Griffin Nielsen, Water Resource Engineer with the City of Bozeman.
And we may as well.
Sure, Zach Magdal, Water Resource Engineer for 82S, a consultant working on this project.
And my name is Matt Wittern. I'm foolishly in charge of facilitating these things and also helping out on the strategic communications and stakeholder engagement broader outside of the WAC here.
And good morning, I'm Jessica Alstrom. I'm the city's water conservation manager. Should we pass it to Sarah?
Yep.
Oh, well, they already introduced me.
Oh, yeah. I was trying to manage an online meeting. It's not my forte. I'm sorry. I missed that.
No, I jumped in on a team.
So it's been, last time we met was what, November? And a lot of time has passed, and we thought it'd be helpful for kind of doing a speed run through what we've done individually as individual committees, and then talk about what has been done in the interim with moving the process forward. So I'm going to run through, kind of just refresh everybody's memory of what we've done and what guidance has been given and what steps have been taken. I like to start these meetings with the end in mind, so you guys are going to have homework, okay? Your homework is going to be to look at the alternatives that are currently in a draft tier format in terms of viability, preference, these sorts of things, and state, and between now and our next meeting next month, identify any that you feel are mistiered, okay? So the first tier that we'll talk about, and we'll get into this later, are those that we think have a very good chance of being viable. The middle tier is kind of wishy-washy. The third tier we don't think has as much promise. And it's not that they will just go away. I think every water resource plan update is going to look at all these alternatives, see if things have changed. But essentially what we're saying is since there's finite resources, you may not spend, we may get your blessing to not spend a whole lot of time doing a thorough analysis of things that we don't think have a whole lot of promise. So be ready for that as your homework later on. And if as we move forward, we'll certainly be able to answer questions about all that. So everybody cool? Okay.
Real quick.
Yes.
Do any WAC members need a set of slides? Okay.
Yes?
Yes.
My clicker's not working. So first thing we want to do is just talk through some key terms. Is anybody willing to share your kind of view of what the integrated water resource plan is? Alan?
Well, effectively it's a 50-year plan, so it's looking at quite a ways, trying to look at what Bozeman's current water usage is and then predict future water needs in kind of various scales, and then evaluate alternatives to fill that gap, because there's definitely going to be a gap. So, assuming growth, and that's one of the things that's been talked about, is projecting growth rates along with that. So, just really kind of a 50-year sort of a facilities plan for water resources for the city of Bozeman.
That's good. We, I'll add on to that it guides the city's water policy and management by outlining alternatives to improve Bozeman's water supply resiliency. Reasonable? We had the technical advisory committee, so members of the benefit of the members of the TAC. The TAC was meant to provide expertise on water supply, environmental stewardship, engineering, agriculture, and resource management, more from a technical lens, right? We always said that the TAC was more of the the engineering science type things, and the PAC is more representing kind of the heart of the community, what it means unique to Bozeman. So the PAC represents community interests, neighborhood perspectives, business and development considerations, housing interests, and public engagement priorities. So those were just a quick reminder on those. So you, as a WAC, you're the Water Advisory Committee. Your responsibilities are the following: to bring perspectives that reflect the views and values of everybody's respective stakeholder groups, to provide input on integrated water resource plan concept alternatives, including policy and potential community impacts. And ultimately, our goal is to build a consensus with this group where you can go to the City Commission and say, we studied these items in depth, we've considered this carefully, we recommend that the Commission adopt the Integrated Water Resource Plan update based on what staff and the project management team will present. So that's our end goal of this. So back in the day, use your time machine. The TAC and the PAC established the criteria to use to screen alternatives. So anybody want to, can anybody kind of define what the criteria for screening alternatives, the idea behind that? Anybody remember? Go work.
Criteria that would include diverse dimensions, including obviously environmental impacts, but also social impacts, economic impacts, to capture kind of all the different types of impacts that they might have.
That's great. So you have an alternative, which is an option, which is something to consider, a way to, a method by which to bring water to the Bozeman community. How are we going to evaluate that? How are we going to judge whether it's good or bad unless we have these criteria that are going to screen these different alternatives? So you recall each of you, TAC in much greater detail, but we also shared with the PAC what the TAC had said about these concept alternatives. So each group reviewed and revised those alternatives that the project team had scored, right?